appreciate us with a bigger than big guest, a man renowned, revered in many, many circles of the game of rugby league, a man who's an ornament in the community, a man who is loved by many, one and all, male, female, animals. That is just loved. Potentially
gives orgasms on call.
Yeah. If you have any trouble with your ladies, get Cal to speak to him.
And we're talking about Cal, not his mum. She's not here this week.
So the brains of the operation isn't here. We just brought the good-looking bloke himself. Boys, how's everybody been this past couple of weeks?
Fucked, bro.
Yeah.
I've been fucked this last week.
Yeah, I met a mate of yours last night who at the footy. He was talking to me in the line to get booze. I don't know who the fuck he is. I've no idea who he is. He just told me he's played at Rana. He played with you.
Was it Scraper? That's the only guy.
No, he didn't throw an intercept pass with the booze. So he didn't throw an intercept when we were getting the spirits, but he seemed a good guy.
Okay. Well, yeah, I was just telling Dano that like this last week's been fucking hell, man. Like I was like suicide watch till Thursday, like, and I was like contemplating life and how to do it, how I change things around.
You need to give yourself some of your own advice you've been giving me.
Yeah, I know, bro. And because I told Dana as well, I went from like, we were partying, and then because this week we're on holidays from school still, so I was doing cashies by myself and I was studying by myself. Everything was by myself. I was just like, should I just do a bullet by myself? Like,
I don't know how you even focused on anything. My brain was scrambled till Thursday. Like, I mean, it looked like someone got the egg beater and just put it in my head and just. I was the cloudiest memory. I couldn't remember shit. I don't know what happened. I don't know where I was. I woke up in my own bed going, where am I? Like,
I had shit to do last week, so I took it easy on Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I kind of cowered at it.
You did. You cowered it.
Well, you might have another one hopefully in a couple of weeks, eh?
The big one.
Maybe.
Yeah, hopefully.
Might get a run. That, eh?
I like that.
As long as I get my name on the team sheet and number 11 again, that'll do me.
That's right. Yeah.
Looks like I played.
Yeah, nice. You were on standby, mate. That's the big thing.
So what they got? So they're into the prelim now?
Yep, prelim.
And are you looking at have they got injuries and shit or?
I think there's a few niggly things. I don't know if it's anything serious.
Guess who they play against? I saw him yesterday. Had a good yarn. We had a few laughs. His name is Jay. Last name Florimo.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's playing Reggie's at Wynnum because he just doesn't go training. Can't be fucked. He's at work all the time. He's just having a good time. He moved up here with his missus. His missus brushed him. He loves Brisbane. He's staying in Brisbane. I said, good move. Living over near the game.
He played in the Nines tournament with me, the USA Nines. So
have you heard of Gary Larson?
Yeah.
That's his nephew.
No, righto.
His dad's famous too. In Sydney, they always ask him about his dad, and we were laughing about that. He goes, now I'm in Queensland. I've just got to tell him I'm Gary Larson's nephew. I said, yeah, that'll be more so than Greg Florimo's son. No one remembers Greg up here.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Yeah, nice. You don't know anyone on the fucking team sheet, man.
Basically.
You go, when you get put in the side, you go around and introduce yourself to everyone in the shed. It's round 12.
But obviously, that's why we didn't have the episode last week, because it would have been like the suicide episode.
Yeah, it would have been the most.
It was just four nooses hanging from the fucking. The YouTube video would have gone viral, but the audio would have been shit house. Just like and then nothing. You know,
just hear the stool fall over and then a couple of gargles. Yeah, it dead set would have been dog shit. I couldn't string a sentence together. Yeah.
But we would have millions on that fucking.
Oh
image.
yeah, it would have been sweet.
So Cal, tell us a bit about it. How you've gone from the old silly Sunday where everybody's sort of saying, thanks for the season, cheerio, now we're just going to watch, to you've got to go back to West training and be on standby just in case.
Yeah, it's been good. We've had Monday night off the last few weeks, so haven't worried about that. So we've just been going
Wednesday.
Went Wednesday, and yeah, thought I was half chance because Dom's groin was not very good, but the old truck pulled up all right. So
that's who you were on standby for,
yeah,
Dom. Yeah.
What?
How's the training changed there leading into the finals? Because I remember a few years ago, you were training like you were trying to win the Hawaiian Ironman, and you were lapping everybody, then run out of legs. Kissy, I think. Okay. They were fit as fuck, but
Kissy pretty good coach, though, yeah.
Yeah. He's a high quality coach.
Is he level 2?
Level 2, but
he would be. He's not like your mate who you're trying to take his job at Padua. He'd be level 3.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Is that level 3?
Yeah, that you got to be NRL or
you
Q
not
Cup
level
team
3 then?
I'm keen to get there one day. That's now got a few irons in the fire. Don't worry about it.
Me and Sully are putting our resumes into that Padgett job.
Wouldn't be bad.
As a double, like the fucking Walker brothers.
Well, you can do that now.
Kim, you got to take me.
I remember
Freddie's the clip on the edge.
It wasn't until the early.
On that sucker fish on the side of the shark, just fucking taking it right.
There's plenty of that. In school footy, it wasn't until the early 90s, a bunch of Newmarket boys
when you were 40
went to Wavell, and Wavell they got Rossi Hendricks, who was a former local first grader and had played Origin, to coach the school team. Before that, it was unheard of. It was just a teacher.
And Wavell wasn't a footy side,
No, that was before. It wasn't until down the track they became a superpower.
Oh, okay.
And so they just got a lot of good local players, and they went to the national final and lost.
Yeah,
they lost the national final, and then started attracting people to the school through that, and then became a school of excellence and all that sort of shit. Ones that was just like you had to get, the science teacher, if he was prepared to take it. And no offence to those blokes, you might like footy, but knowing how to coach it.
It's stepping stones, but like as you said, they've just got someone down there, like a bigger name, and then you get a bit of success and it slowly builds to something. I saw that
just like Mount Maria now. It's
stepping stones. Stepping stones.
Yeah. I saw they're boulders at the moment. We got to carve them down.
I saw East Leagues Club have a school program now with Villanueva that's right across the road there,
which would make sense,
which
and I always
makes a
wondered
lot
that.
of sense. So you just got to look at that. Like surely Villanueva, they start drawing more rugby league players and become maybe rugby league force more so than a union force in years to come. It's little steps. One little thing comes in and changes.
What?
Yeah,
Villanova.
I think you just like saying that word.
Like to pronounce it, like the Queen's English, as Groz used to call it.
But you probably remember, right? These guys are probably too young. But like when Trent Callaghan was killing it, when they were in year 12, they were on the fucking footy show talking about the state.
Him and Heath Lestrange.
Yeah, like on the panel.
Heath Lestrange went on there and spoke before they played in the final, and they beat them. And they had a young bloke who was in grade 10, Michael Bond, who fucking...
Puberty freak. He was the same size when he was 12 years old.
They had a great side. Aaron Lewis was player of the year. He was playing reserve grade at the Roosters next year. Good man, Aaron Lewis. It was just one of those things. Like they all decided to go to Wavell around that time. All those mates that they had in those rep teams, and made it strong. Then, like Dane's saying, you just sort of snowball effect.
Yeah.
And it's good though. Cal, where'd you go to school again?
I went to a great rugby league school of the Gap State High School.
The Gap. Oh, did you have a few decent footballers there?
No.
The Gap used to play rugby union for a while. I don't know how good they would have been.
I don't think
Leon Bott.
Well. Leon Bott did go to the Gap.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Leon Bott. Yeah, nice.
He played that 1 year at the Bronx, didn't he? That was like,
poor bastard.
Now, where is he now?
He went back to play rugby. And then
he was still going to
away.
school when he was playing. Imagine that.
Yeah. Because he was killing it, and everyone was like, "Oh, this is
electrically quick, like electrically quick, like was a Australian schoolboy rugby convert." And they thought, and he looked unreal. And then the next year, Darius Boyd, come along. He couldn't get a start. He left and went to Cronulla, then played a year at the Bulldogs. He played like one NRL game over the next 3 years.
Really?
And then gave it away and was playing Manly Marlins rugby. That was the last I heard of him. Leon Bott. Like, it's funny that you can just fall through the cracks. It can all be killing it, and then
boom, you're on Pornhub. You know?
and then you got guys like that. You wouldn't have heard of him. Tom Starling, the hooker from the Raiders. He's short, quick.
Starl's killing it, bro.
Freddie's intelligence.
I don't know who he is.
He was
I got no idea.
Fuck Perry, idiot.
Short, quick. He was about to sign to go to play for the Tweed, play Cup at the Tweed this year. And then somehow got an opportunity at the Raiders.
Started last night for the Raiders. Been playing very well too.
Yeah, and
very well.
Yeah, it's things like that. There are so many different stories like that.
He just got re-signed as well until the end of 2023.
Yeah, which you would have never thought that would have happened.
Exactly.
I think it was actually last year that he got in there, played New South Wales Cup.
Yeah.
The right people got hurt. Similar, Freddie Lussick's been in the Rooster system for years. He was fourth choice hooker.
Yeah.
So 3 had to go
and
down.
now he's playing starting hooker in a final series. Bloke like Tom Starling, but it's perfect backup for someone like Josh Hodgson. If you got him in your system and he's come in, he's played 5 or 6 games this season, he's starting for you in the finals, why not give him a contract, just keep him in the club, so if Hodgson does end up going down again, he's there, you know, and he's got some NRL experience, instead of letting him go, and then once Hodgson goes down again, you got the same problem, pick up another country.
It's one of those things, like at Mitchie, besides Cameron Smith, we've got the second best hooker of all time in the GOAT, Ethan Pringle. We have a backup.
We got like 3 goats, man.
We
say so many goats. Like we got Pringle, we got fucking we say
So far you've got one there.
yeah, no, we got and then we got Walshy, we always call the goat
Walshy's
as
the
well.
goat, yeah.
And sometimes we throw another goat out there, like whenever we feel like
Cal
it.
is the backup to the
Yeah.
GOAT. So that's the thing. You're the backup to
That
the
was
best
Cal.
ever.
That was Cal the other week.
He's
when we were
Harry
playing.
Grant. Harry Grant, backup to the GOAT.
Cal
Next-
sit on the bench and we just say, Cal, see the goat, be the goat. Just go out there and see whatever he does, do that shit, 'cause it's
Visualisation.
fucking
So we
good.
don't need you right now, Cal. Go play for fucking, I don't know, Waterford.
And that's the
When
hard.
Pringle retires,
When
we'll
you
bring
get,
you
yeah,
in.
when
Right?
he's retired, you come back, you be the goat. Straight into it, you know?
And that's the hardest part. Like, how you got to balance your salary cap because you got to keep these young guys around for injury. But if they go right, yeah, I'm just going to come and play second grade for the next 2 years. It's
Yeah, but
not
I
gonna-
feel like they will get higher for calling them the goat. So if you call a bunch of players to goat, they're just going to hang around.
it's good. Yeah, you got to make it
Raps at
worthwhile.
this
Yeah. They're like, fuck, they think I'm the greatest of all time at this club. I'm fucking hanging around.
We've already, yeah. Well, he's on a fitness. The goat himself. He's on a fitness kick.
He's off
He's
the
off
booze,
the
apparently.
booze. I saw him
What, the
other
real
day.
goat?
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is, man. Like he was. I said, "Do you want to have a beer?" When I seen him, he came up to hug it out with me in the can bar, and then he goes, "No, I'm off the piss
Why do you hug it out with you?
because he likes me."
Yeah. We were at Valley's on
He calls him
Saturday
the
Arvo,
goat.
me and the right, and Pringle was there, and he wasn't anywhere near the can bar.
Not
Really?
nowhere near us. It was me and Dana.
Where the fuck's Pringle? He's not in the beer garden. What the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, we thought, the season finished.
think
he'd be
he was
right.
the beer
Yeah,
garden.
I know. I was like,
Do you
He
have some
wasn't
of
even.
Valley's?
He wasn't even
Oh,
over
no.
knocking back
it's not a
burgers.
thing anymore.
Really?
Yeah, everybody else was.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say, do you have some of Valley's famous chips and gravy?
Oh, yeah, they're pretty good chips and gravy.
Yeah,
They're trying to flog that Valley's Venom shit, and they flogged it into the ground.
Valley's
Oh.
Venom?
Yeah.
They came out with a beer a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was Brad Pitt house. No one drank it, and they just go onto the wayside. Roddy was just about ready to throw words at him on Saturday.
yeah, and it was right there, so it was like
Well, they still
when
got
was,
it.
No, when it was
No,
on
no,
tap,
it's gone,
you'd,
yeah.
you'd get to the bar and you'd think
They
"What
had the
fuck's
tap
this?"
coming down from the
See,
roof. With
yeah.
the
wait,
Valley's.
Look
you
good.
know the ad Brad's Pit
Yeah.
and the Samoan that's cooking the chicken on the thing?
Yeah.
So remember over exertion used to sponsor the Voxer Reuben?
Yeah.
So that's Reuben. He does like ads and shit now. He's like in so many fucking, and I love the ad, and I still talk to Rubes and shit. And I was like, haha, that's funny, Brad's Pit. And Brenton, like, I was talking to Brenton, he's like, that's Reuben. I was like, holy shit, I didn't even recognize it because he's wearing a fucking bucket hat and shit. But I'm like, oh, that's Reuben.
So,
Should have told him he should have slipped an OE singlet on. Get a bit more fucking proper.
yeah, speaking of a plug for the old Mitchie CrossFit, is it true one of these blokes on the block at the moment attended Mitchie CrossFit?
Yeah, he was a coach, Jimmy. Like
Well,
Jimmy
yeah,
and
yeah,
Tam.
that's the guy, yeah.
So Tam worked at the Ferny
Oh.
Grove Bowl. She still works there.
Oh, really? The bowls.
The bowls, yeah.
The little
so
bowler.
Tam works
And
out
Jimmy's
there.
little unit.
Yeah,
too.
and,
He's
well,
a
Jimmy,
thick
well,
man.
he's thick, but he's taller than me. Like, he's probably
Yeah,
your
but
height. Yeah.
You're short in
Yeah.
stature. You know?
But,
Is that the dude who they
and they're killing it.
They are. They won the
Yeah.
first 3 weeks. They're dominant.
no, not the ones that they got for stealing the
No,
something from
the
Byron.
ideas.
Oh, good,
nah.
yeah, good.
Nah, so Jimmy and Tam are killing it. They
Oh.
Jimmy like he went to Mitchie High, so he was a grade above
So
me.
legit. These are legit local people.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Like a bunch of my mates, like before he was with her, dated Tam, and yeah, so
Really?
Everyone's had a go.
yeah, no, not everyone's having a go, but they're
Tam the
they're
Mitchie
local
bike,
people,
eh?
like Jimmy.
Cal,
Yeah.
you got anything you want to add? You know, before you're in a serious relationship here. You know, like, any of your adventures, like out there, like going to the old orderly after a victory at West in the old days, like see someone familiar face. How
How
you
good's the
going,
orderly,
Cal?
though?
Yeah.
It used to
Great
be the
the
go.
orderly.
Me and Cal used
Oh.
to spend many a night at the orderly.
Good pub.
Just sitting there in the back row watching Callum sing karaoke, just like Cold Hard Bitch by Jet or like Johnny Diesel.
Johnny
and the whole
Diesel's
pub's
my
just looking at
go-to.
Cal going, this cunt. Whoa, he's off his head. Cal's there going, ah! Screaming his
And
head
he's got
off.
a voice.
Oh, a set of
Nah.
pipes.
And
on
then-
it.
Really?
Yeah, he goes hard. It's more the effort.
And the vocals?
You give like
it
A
goes-
for effort, like a
Is it
C
true?
minus.
Is
for
it true,
achievement.
Cal? After you
Yeah,
finish
it's-
singing, chicks would stop you and take your
Yeah,
phone
there's
and
just
put their
panties
numbers in.
thrown everywhere.
Put their number in your phone. You'd wake up and going, fuck, the memory's all used up in my phone. We just stop putting your fucking numbers in there. Just write it on your undies when you throw them to me. You're fucking me memory up in the phone here. I've got to carry the photo phone again. Fuck that.
And then you're like, just wait. If you want to get dirty, we'll go home and we'll do it beside my mum so she hears it. You know?
Well, we've just stepped that creepy place again. Well, you did have Jeffrey sleep over one time. You never said where Big Jeffrey slept that night. Fucking.
Jeff's turning 70, is he?
Yeah.
69.
Yeah, so he's going to look back.
Oh, okay.
We just don't know. Can't risk him not making 70, so you got to have a party.
For a special occasion, right? He's going to 69 him.
Dude, he's going to look back. Holy shit, that's some yuck stuff. Shouldn't you, as one of the local representatives...
You're the one that's 69 in him, bro.
You, as a local representative of the community, well known, shouldn't you be there presenting Jeffrey or Deborah or something?
Well, yeah, I'd present Jeffrey or something. We get Tim Mander. We get Tim Mander on the case.
Yeah, everyone seems to know.
He's Jeffrey's best mate, isn't he?
Timmy,
So, yeah, he loves him.
So
yeah. Well, when he came down to Mount Marie, he was like, "Hey, Jeffrey," and Jeffrey's like, "Hey."
So, Freddie, did you watch any football this weekend?
polite.
I did. I was telling Dana I
man.
watched 4 out of the 4 out of the one. Like
No,
I watched a
there was
half.
4 games.
Just
And
4
then I
games,
had,
yeah.
3 out. 2.5 out of the 4.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Friday night turned out to be a spectacle. Like,
wasn't it?
Points scoring galore. Like,
Yeah.
It's funny how many points are actually scored in this final series.
Yeah, well, usually, like, as I was listening to the Nines,
there's a stat or something.
Nines telecast stuff, and they're saying in the all 4 games, the underdog team has come out and scored the first 2 tries, and it's usually been within the first 10, 15 minutes. So within 15 minutes, you got 12 points scored in every game, just about. So.
Yeah.
The high-scoring games. Most games had more than 50 points scored in
It
them.
was sweet.
Wow.
I thought the whole weekend
And
was sweet.
they always talk with the old cliches about momentum shifts and that, and they've not been proven more true than this
Yeah, than
weekend.
this week,
You'll
100%.
pinpoint a couple of things like that Newcastle game today. Aneri, the centre, he had they're up 14-0 flying.
Made
Couple
some
of
mud decisions.
bad reads. Ponga drops one ball. Ponga was on fire. He was laying stuff on. He was taking bombs. He drops one off a great kick to near a sideline. They score from that. Walker finds his mojo.
That Anari Tuala, the first try they scored, he just held too tight, and he had plenty of time, and he got a good whack on Corey Allen and just straight missed, just a very poor missed tackle that you can't be
How
missing.
good's he
in a
going? I remember
semi-final.
watching him play for South Logan and thinking he was good, but he's really this year
he's coming
gone to
leaps
that
and
level.
bounds. Well, they've put a lot of weight in his shoulders. They didn't really have another option. So once you get in there and you put the weight on your shoulders, you sort of you don't have a choice but to find your legs, and you got to do it quick because there's so much expectation at the top level.
And they've tried Alex Johnson there, but he's a finisher, not a ball player.
And he doesn't have that ability where Corey Allen's got great hands. Like, you see him go either way. One of the tries they scored last week, he picked it up from almost his ankles and flicked it up and just landed straight on some bloke's chest. He's just...
Another Logan Brothers Jr. playing NRL.
Yeah.
They'd have a fair list out of blokes from there.
Mm-hmm.
Albany Creek, Cal. Who's anyone gone on to the NRL from Albany Creek?
Mitchell Fry did.
Oh, yep, Fry, yep.
Mitchell Fry did.
Yeah.
Was
There'd
it
be
a-
a few more through the years.
I think
but
there is
Plenty of
maybe
blokes
a
would have
couple.
gone to
Plenty of
20.
potential, but I don't know if anyone actually.
Plenty of blokes from Albany Creek would also move through to Redcliffe and stuff like that before they
Well,
made the...
There was plenty in the
grade.
system, definitely, that went to NRL systems and whatever. But yeah, Mitchell Fry's probably the biggest.
Who
one
was the
made it.
best junior footballer you played with when you were a kid?
that I've played with?
Yeah. Oh, you could say play it with or against. Some bloke you thought,
Nah,
Jesus, guy's good.
I played against Brenko Lee, an under 16.
Yeah, and he's potentially Queensland top 27 at the
He'd
moment.
be very close to it. He's playing really well.
I can only see 2 options. Just to pause on that, I can only see 2 options for that Queensland centre position: him or Capewell, because no one.
you don't want to be picking blokes way out of position to try
and they're the only
field.
blokes that have played a great deal of NRL football.
and also like
On
you,
that
you
edge.
don't want to be putting halves in there and being asked to
not a
make a lot of
chance,
tackles,
man.
especially if they're going to be running centres at you like Whiten and Crichton or whoever else they pick in the other centre. It's going to be very tough.
Will Smith play?
No,
Fucking hope so.
he won't.
Smith, who knows?
I reckon he will.
So Cal, Brenko Lee.
Yeah, Brenko
What
Lee.
was he a beast back then?
We were playing that fucking Cyril Connell thing or whatever.
Yep.
And
No,
yeah.
not whatever. It's called Cyril Connell, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was for West. We came last, but anyway, got beat 50-0 that day. I think he scored about every try.
And who was he with then? Was he with South Logan then?
Yeah, he was playing for South. It was at Purtell Park, and our coach was
So home ground
11?
advantage was good for you?
Yeah, definitely that day. It would have been 80.
Yeah, who was the coach?
Who was your coach?
Was it True 11?
Bloke named Chris Dennis
Chris
and
Dennis, no,
Barry
I don't know.
Stranks.
No, I don't know, but like,
Anyway,
they must be all right in that.
The
One
Stranks,
hit
you'd know
wonders,
the Stranks
probably.
brothers from Ormond Creek.
Yeah.
Like, no? Anyway.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
Brad
yeah.
and
I
Barry.
know who they are.
What do you
Anyway,
think
yeah,
of-
Barry was saying to us that, like, at the end of the game, he's like, if we had a fucking player that good on their side back in the day, you'd just break his jaw in the first 5 minutes. So, like, he was a fucking freak.
Yeah.
Like,
What position was he playing? Was he
So
in the
5'8",
centre?
I take it.
Yeah, I
I
think he's
take
like
it. Your
5'8".
coach was a bit like old school.
Yeah,
with
he's a
that.
bit old school, yeah.
And no offense to that, but they were talking on different podcasts about you can't say Smith's the greatest ever because back in the day he would have been getting punched in the face if he was playing at Lidcombe Oval and that against West. Thing is, with those blokes, if they were playing in modern times, there's blokes who wouldn't have been as good if they were in those conditions, in that physical condition.
You know-
That's it.
you know,
You can't talk about the best ever. You can't. It's because it's got to be in fucking series. Because
In
it's not like
eras,
you can
yeah.
say Babe Ruth is the best ever
and look at Babe
baseball
Ruth.
player because he's facing 70-mile-an-hour fastballs
yeah.
and he's just slamming them out of the park.
And he wasn't a
like
rookie.
that's what I find
You'd like
ridiculous.
watching
Yeah.
that, you'd say I would say he was the best because he was a non-juicer.
And he was nearly
And
old
he-
enough to be
Yeah, they
like
had a lot of problems
where
with
it was
juicing.
like
And
he was either Babe Ruth or he was Jesus Christ because he's in the Bible, you know, because he's that fucking old.
He
There's
was,
I watched this thing.
He loved the piss too.
Yeah.
It was in that. Have you seen that doc? Oh, it wasn't a doco, but movie on his
Yeah.
life when he just come from the brothel, pissed up, still in his going out clothes, and they sprayed him at spring training. So he went up the plate. Oh mate, fires a fastball and he hits a homer off it, still in his going out clothes and
Fuck, that's
stinking of
pretty
piss.
I was to watch this thing as a TED talk, and it was some bloke talking about the ability that athletes have now compared to what they did, and whether there's so much of a gap or whether it's the science in sports and stuff. And they sort of spoke firstly about running, like over the 100 meters. Obviously, speeds have gotten faster over time, but then you look at the tracks they run on, the shoes they run with, all that sort of stuff, and how much difference it makes. And the same thing in like a contact sport. You can't expect to compare one guy who was running at a heap of blokes who were working 5 days a week, and now you go in there and those blokes, their job is to be big. You run it at everyone's 100 kilos with fucking 2% body fat, and fully coached 100% into the system. Back they didn't have that shit. They work for a living, you know.
That's
They're
it, and that's
obviously
why
great football.
That's why I
It's
think
just-
it's ridiculous to compare them. Like even with LeBron and Jordan,
Yeah.
like why compare them? Like just
And
Jordan was in his
I
era.
heard-
He's the greatest in this era.
Because LeBron
I used to hear-
spastic.
You are
he's
cracking
pretty
on.
fucking
I don't
good,
even watch
eh?
basketball. There's no Dane fucking sucks LeBron off.
You'll be out of here in a minute, son.
It should have been my Nuggets in that fucking final.
Yeah, but they couldn't get past LeBron. Can't they? That's why.
It was like when they were talking about Wilt Chamberlain and Chamberlain like scored 80 points in a game back in his time and shit like that when he was that dominant. You
He
can only,
averaged 50 on a season.
you
That's
can
how
only
dominant he was.
dominate.
Yeah,
You can only dominate an era.
Yeah, but you're talking about domination. It's called a quarterback called Rippin that throws 500 intercepts and still wins a game for the Broncos.
Yeah, that was the ugliest game I've ever seen. But and they do the same thing like when you're talking about different eras like quarterbacks in the NFL, and they tinker with different rules and that.
Yeah,
So when
real changes help
Yeah.
a lot. But also it's about like when Chamberlain came into the league, he was 7'3", was fast as fuck. He was track before he got to the NBA, and he was a high jumper. So he got to the league at 7'2", 7'3", could run fucking fast and jump really high. And everyone in the league at that point was like 6'6", 6'7".
Probably
Like
white.
even the other centers he was getting at, Bill Russell, 6'8".
you know,
He was fucking so much bigger
You
and
know,
taller
look-
and stronger than every other cunt. He just went up, grabbed the ball, put in the hoop. It's just-
you know, LeBron was the top-ranked high school prospect
yeah.
in American football.
He was
too.
a
Yeah,
yeah,
100%.
He was
As a
sophomore
receiver,
wide
wasn't
receiver,
he?
yeah, wide receiver.
big wide receiver. He
As
was
a
that good an
sophomore.
athlete, and
Yeah.
yet he
That's
was
crazy.
He was unreal. He was unreal playing American football, but his mates convinced him that you need to stick with basketball. And well, look at him now.
Oh, he's unbelievable.
And all those sort of and you can't compare that in the game.
Just with that much money, sort your hair out though, bro. Like seriously, like you wear a rug
Ashley
under.
Martin surely don't
like
cost
wear
that much,
wear
but-
like a rug that's connected to your headband.
Yeah, well, he
or
went through
some
that
shit.
stage where he just wore the headband over the hairlines. He didn't know where it was, and then he stopped wearing a headband. And it's like, fuck, where did it go, bro?
Yeah. And also, he's a good-looking guy. Just shave the shit.
Yeah.
You know, like you got to.
Yeah, because I really reckon
it's-
he'd struggle to find a Sheila if his missus left him over
Yeah.
LeBron. That man's
Yeah,
like Cal.
100%.
That man's like Cal.
Yeah.
If Cal's
So good at what he does, the women
Yeah.
are just moist
Cal-
around him everywhere. It's
Cal's
ridiculous.
missus knows that if she wanted to pause the relationship, there'd be a fucking queue lining up for another lady to get a start on that train. So she ain't letting that get away. That's why she keeps dropping the hints about put the ring on this finger, because she don't want this specimen over here slow. The backup goat, she don't want him slow. She don't want him sneaking off anywhere.
Those balls be hankering for a rest.
You know. She don't want him.
Hankering
She
for
doesn't
a
want to go.
non-spankering.
You don't want to go on the market the next day and
Yeah.
see Cal Stewart's face. in
She
there.
knows that like it's only going to take one man off performance at Mitchie, then a quiet sip at the orderly on karaoke evening, and there will be options.
700 crackheads at your house the next day.
There will be options aplenty. Look at things now. Right, we'll go back to footy after that.
Trent, there's
can't-
no
you can't transition
segue.
it, yeah.
Drops
No
right
segue.
into
We'll
it.
go back to this.
So anyway, the Canberra Raiders.
We'll go back to this. You can argue that if we had to have played a full season, would sides be up there? But if you're good enough to be on top, Penrith might not have as good a record if they had thing.
Oh my god!
Going
Jesus.
on.
KKK.
Oi, we don't. Freddie had to have a KKK person here trying to.
Just get the
Cal,
Fuck yeah.
have you met Ali before, Righty?
Yeah, he's probably seen.
Yeah,
me.
yeah. And Cal, this is Ali, and you met
Don't
Dana
look,
before.
don't look too long. He's got a
White
missus. Try not to look too long.
She wants to rub your head.
Holy
Can she
shit.
rub your head or
This-
Ali, come
the
in
hat
here.
stays
The
on.
fact that you've got a Ku Klux Klan hood makes me more not surprised. You Trump supporting motherfucker.
There's a
in
whole
this house.
cupboard full of them upstairs.
Yeah, I'd just like to say the rest of us here are distancing self from Christians' support of Trump. Okay,
I'm not.
He doesn't even. Cal's the best. He doesn't even know who Donald Trump is.
Hang on. Why would you vote for Joe Biden? I can't remember what fucking day it is.
I don't know. Like, yeah.
Well, you got two options. They're both rubbish.
Okay, so
Oh.
let's recap this.
The bloke
You-
who's a billionaire,
you
the
who-
bloke who doesn't know what
You
fucking
who
day
doesn't
it
know
is.
half the fucking blokes in your team is worried about fucking
political
who,
advice.
Yeah,
cunt.
sweet. Okay.
Anyway,
Anyway.
we'll go back to the
not
rugby
a
league.
political
Friday
podcast.
night's game. Righty, you're right. It was a cracker. A lot of points scored. Nathan Cleary, just unbelievable. Jerome Luai, unbelievable. Even in the Roosters side, there was some very good performances.
They're
even
pretenders. I tell you.
Who, the Roosters?
Jesus, that's
I don't
No,
know.
I think the boys
Called
are out
it
there aren't
5 weeks ago,
pretenders.
They're pretenders.
Mate,
yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. If they had a rolled over and got towed up,
You
Yeah,
know, I
then you
think
think
when I
about
look
it.
at Roosters and I look at Canberra, I go they're the two biggest sides in the comp. Like Canberra's
Biggest.
fucking thick as
Yeah,
a motherfucker,
Canberra's
and so
solid.
is Roosters. And I think you can, like, that's why I said like a couple of episodes ago, I was like, I'd love to know the weight of the whole pack.
yeah,
You
they
know,
used to
because
put
Roosters
stats
look
like that
bigger,
up.
Canberra look bigger.
What they do in the
And
union.
they-
Don't they do that
Yeah.
shit in
Yeah,
union? They're like,
yeah,
oh,
but it's
wait,
'cause
it's
of the
packed.
scrum.
Yeah,
Pack's
just
Yeah.
1.3 ton.
But like, man, like when Canberra's thrown around, I'm like thicky to thicky, just like flicks it to the other thicky, and they've all got.
Well, even Canberra's
and they're all
halves, like-
first all team knows as well.
Yeah,
like, yeah.
It's because they're palms.
And that's one thing where we struggled in our season at Mitchie. We got about two big blokes, and
we
we look like
struggle
and
every
we
year.
we look like we recruited from the fucking midget wrestling
Who are they?
foundation in the forwards.
Who are our two big blokes? Man's
Treno's-
the biggest cunt in our side.
Mate,
And you when you drop back.
yeah, Nathan and Trent.
Yeah, Nathan Trent, the two craziest blokes. And this is the thing: you need some big dogs having some impact, bending the line
Yeah,
back.
but don't
and
you
that.
think what Canberra showed the other night? They're not potential.
I
I don't
will-
think-
I don't think
Well,
they can win it.
they
Yeah.
verse the Bunnies next week, and if the Bunnies do
I'd-
have a couple of injuries,
Canberra. No, they play.
no, they play the
Bunnies-
Roosters. Yeah, right.
So they're out, and then
Yeah.
Bunnies versus Parramatta, they're out.
I would say.
I'd say Parramatta win that shit.
I reckon
I-
it's
I
going to
like-
be a closer game. You think?
Mate,
It'll be
if they don't
close,
fix
but-
up their edges, that's where the
Yeah.
Bunnies score all their points.
Yeah.
Tearing up edges.
Yeah.
And if they leave Waka Blake out there, he's the king of the shoot.
Oh, isn't he what? And Virgo doesn't know what to do outside him. He sits and rests,
Yeah.
and then
Then
inside him, Moses does the same.
I don't think anyone's Melbourne. I think Melbourne's done.
Virgo
They've got this
covered.
in the
The
bag.
only problem is Melbourne play the winner of the Roosters in Canberra.
That's going to be a cracker.
So whoever comes out of that versus Melbourne
a week from Friday night.
at Suncorp,
Yeah,
be
ripper of a game.
So if it ends up being the Roosters, you get Roosters Melbourne in a prelim, and then you get Penrith versus the winner out of the other game.
Then I think Melbourne goes into Penrith, and what Penrith showed, I think it was too ad-lib still compared to Melbourne. Like, even though they started off with 6 out of 12 completions, they reamed it back in, and I just don't think Penrith beats a Melbourne side like that.
The thing with the Roosters, when they were having their success in that Friday night game, their defence was unreal. And they were slowing up those offloads. When they started offloading, like when Cleary was at his third, when Luai just did that sort of double dump fake, hit the second, Crichton came in and just went through. They overchased, which is very unlike them.
That was a great line. By
I think the problem is, the only problem that can hinder the Panthers is an injury to Cleary. I think if Cleary or Coruscant gets injured, the wheels fall off that ship very quick. Whereas most of the other sides,
is Coruscant your favourite player? Is that the one that you're bagging?
No, he's a gun.
He could be.
He's not the one I was thinking of that you hated.
No.
From
that wasn't that
from Para or Takarangi.
Yeah, Takarangi.
He'll come in.
Spastic.
He'll get a run. He'll get a run.
Most sides left could afford to lose. Like could afford an injury here or there. But like Penrith, if they lose one of those
Carousel, Kickout, and
I think they can live with
Kickout's out if he doesn't get off discharge.
Oh yeah.
So I think they could live with that Kickout because they went through the whole season.
And he just dragged. He's a big body.
How about I just
threw
Kickout out there? Like I know
I'm surprised you would have played against him, eh? You would have played against him. I saw your mate, obviously, Vernavale. Remember when he almost ended your life?
Yeah.
For bumping into
him. No, I pushed him. I played the ball and pushed him. And he's like, what the fuck? I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it.
You would have broken.
I was like, let's talk afterwards, have a beer.
He's like, let's talk after I hide my hood and then we can get on the conversation.
I bet you didn't talk your hood up then, big guy.
When you're looking up at him, just say, hey, bros.
One of the questions is, I saw before I got here.
Wait, do we get to questions? No, we're not questions.
He's boosting the questions early.
Why don't you have fucking two? Run them too early.
Who's wasting the question?
Who's been a standout who wasn't like your big name? Obviously, Cleary, man of the match. Walker was slaying it. He got man of the match today. Is there someone who stood up?
Gutho,
good.
He's my MVP of the season, man.
He's unbelievable.
I love him so much.
Everyone was.
I wish I slept in the spare bed and he had sex with my missus and I just lay there and was.
I'm surprised. I think she wishes that too because he's kind of nice.
100%. Yeah, better looking, nice hair, not grey.
So, to be honest, you're not wrong. He could be close to Dally M. He played every single game this season.
Yeah,
they
were slaying it. He would have polled a lot of votes.
Yeah, exactly. And even if he only picked up a couple through the back end of the year, he still played every game. Whereas a lot of blokes in the league missed two or three.
And I reckon he would have got votes that went over West Tigers because he made some very big plays.
So he's very well up there. He wouldn't be a bad smoky for the Dally M. So, and he's just the effort he shows every week and in everything and the passion. When he scores that runaway try, about 15 minutes in, he gets up and fucking
pumps.
But
that's the thing is we got so many unbelievable like we got him, we got Pappenhausen, we got fucking.
So I reckon Pappenhausen was
better.
Yeah, it's a hard. If you're only just,
I don't think Ponga touches those top three though. At the moment, like his heels coming into it, I think there's that top three, and there's a bit of a break, and then they're awesome.
Tedesco, Gutho, and Pappenhausen.
And Pappenhausen, yeah.
No Travojevic, no RTS.
No, because Travojevic injured. No, I'm saying because Travojevic is injured. At the moment,
and you can't.
When Travojevic is killing it, 100%.
And Pappenhausen showed what he could do last night. He was unbelievable. Ran for 260 metres. Yeah. 2 tries, 2 long breaks.
But like those three, and they're all New South Wales,
Yeah. How did the West Tigers?
What have we got? Billy Slater calling out a commentary. We're like, get back in there, motherfucker.
Well, the thing too,
Callum.
He's over there commentating.
Callum's like, I'll do it.
I played fullback once.
You'll be in the 20 jumper again, cunt.
The thing too, if if Corey Norman was playing well, they could have gone and you could have thrown Munster at fullback if you needed to. Like if there was anyone like
Corey Norman's selection last year absolutely baffled me. I thought
they had nothing else.
They did have nothing else, but still, I would rather pick anyone else.
What are we going to do if Munster's no good?
Then we're gonna cry.
You're up,
we're
bro.
gonna cry.
You're up,
I'm
man.
getting the call up.
He'll be sweet.
They'll name me at 6 and I won't
Yeah,
play.
they reckon he'll be right.
It's good that you wear those jerseys on the bench, though. That's good, man. One thing I do, I compare you and Gutho. He's similar to you.
Short.
Like
we
in
get
shit
social, like
Oh,
mates and
couple
shit,
of
or
things. Yeah, couple
Very,
of
very
things,
short.
couple of things. You know, a lot of energy. Obviously, both fit.
Little man
And the way,
syndrome.
Must have a
the
small
way
penis,
when
I don't know.
the way when your team gets penalised, you go up to argue with the referee, and you have no idea of what the fucking rules are, and you're trying to argue
Just
this
spray him
point.
anyway.
Yeah, just firing a
I'm just
diatribe
throwing
out,
it down,
and the
yeah.
ref's looking at you going, "What in the fuck is this guy talking about?" And he goes, So out of being polite, he enters into a convo with you, and you're making no valid point. Gutho,
Yeah, but to be true, the ref I'm going up is 80 years old and wearing sneakers on a football field, and I'm like, "Are you with it
He's got
today, bro?"
PTSD, leave him
Like,
alone.
yeah.
I've seen Gutherson come up and try and bring up a point about a game. Yeah, but 2 weeks ago we got point, and they'll go, "Yeah, but that's not tonight."
you
Doing
know
too much
what's
video
funny?
there, Colbo.
In the Melbourne game when they pulled thing off for being offside from a play the ball,
Oh, that was
and
fun.
That was-
none of the
yeah.
people,
Kenny
none of the boys,
Bromwich.
Kenny
Yeah.
Bromwich,
It's-
and then none
that-
of the boys knew what
And
the
he's
fuck
about
was
fucking
going
2
on.
centimetres
That,
offside.
that rule,
Okay.
that rule's
That's
been
dog
there.
shit, that rule,
That is
I
a dog
reckon.
shit
I've
rule.
seen
but
that. I've seen that happen
A few
3
times.
times in my life. That thing. One was in an Origin
In
when
1963.
Origin when they flogged
He
them
was
52-0. The other you played. Cherry played the ball, backed up to score, and they called it back
When?
when they were flogging you in that semi, Australia.
Thank God I didn't get to 60.
And then,
there's
there was
another
a
rule
midget.
that-
There was a midget on the back. Lucky you didn't run it. Fuck, we
you would have got leveled, you fuck.
There's another rule that sort of smoke screened the weekend a bit that no one really heard of, but captain's trying to challenge a call from a ruck infringement.
Oh, yeah,
So Wade
yeah.
Graham comes up. They get called for a ruck infringement. And the play breaks down, so they blow a penalty. So Wade Graham moves from his post at left back row to come over to the ref and request for a challenge. Quick tap was taken by the Sharks, who by the Raiders, who just go on and score under the sticks. And then Wade Graham's just saying, "Well, what's happening? I wanted to challenge it." Well, you can't challenge off a ruck infringement. It happened again this afternoon. There
Well, he
was
should
one.
know
And
the fucking rules,
White,
shouldn't he?
Whiten,
It's his fault.
Whiten sold it
Oh, he sold
by
it.
pointing at the sideline but saying, "I'll tap it."
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen much, but you can do it. You're just
Yeah.
pointing.
Oh,
You haven't said
100%.
nothing.
Yeah.
And that's what
That's
my
right.
mate said. He's pointed to the sideline and go, he must have just said, "I'll tap it." Because he played straight on.
I
He didn't-
remember hashtag Peter Golick, but we used to always go, we're going to take the tap and point to the
Yeah.
goalpost
Yeah.
and,
And they
then,
all start
and then
backing
tap it
up.
and then run.
Yeah, it's the whole thing.
yeah.
Until you can do it because everyone looks at your body.
And
your body
no
language.
one knows coaching like that except Peter Golick.
He's
You
a
know?
smart man,
Yeah.
Pete.
Like it was
Very
between
smart.
Kevin Walters and Peter Golick
Yeah.
for that role.
No,
I definitely
bad
know who
for Peter.
Peter Golick is.
you
I
do
feel
know
bad
someone?
for Pete. He
It's good.
coached at Mitchie for a long
And
time.
didn't
We
win
never
a
got.
fucking
I got
goal.
him to the grand final once and we lost.
Oh,
we lost
bro.
on the.
I was with
fucking
him from
side.
12 to 16 and we didn't get there.
I was
And
with
then
him for-
17 we won at Arana.
Yeah, I was with him 3 years. The year he left, we won
Yeah.
the next year.
How many boys from your 16 team were at Arana with you the next
Me,
year?
Scrape and Raz.
So you've all missed it,
The skate
and then
park
gone
boys.
over there.
Scrape
And
was
he's,
a gun, bro.
and he's watching you get the medallions at the end.
No, I
going,
remember he's
"Oh
in the
my
league
God."
house and we like all celebrating still as like 18s. Like we just turned 18 and I could tell Pete was like pretty like and we're like,
Yeah.
you got us to the dance, motherfucker.
Yeah, no one
Yeah.
remembers.
And
you
then
when you get
Netflix
them
gonna
there.
pick it up. We call it Last Dance.
It's like okay. Picture this. This is your scenario.
Yeah.
There's Dano, single bloke back in the old days, is at the orderly, and he's riding
cutting
shotgun.
rug.
Yeah, riding shotgun
Cutting
with.
rug off my singing.
I'm
Yeah.
setting him up. I'm setting him
this
up
is
with
how it's
pump
going.
cheeks,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
left,
it's
right,
all
and
going.
centre,
It's
just going
all
doors,
going well.
doors,
This is like your
doors.
story. You're going well. Dano, life of the party. Chick's going, I don't mind this Dane. He's kind of cute. It's all going good. Old mate, fucking soft lips. Cal jumps up, bursts out the tune. Within half an hour, Uber's called and they're going back to Soft Lips' house for a bit of loving. Dane's going, and then he gets
Because
the-
they're into
then
some
he-
freak weird shit
then
where they
he-
have sex next to
Then
his
he
mum.
gets the text. Then he gets the text going home. Dane, thanks for doing the legwork, bro. Oh, we'll catch up for a beer tomorrow. Dane's reading it, going, Yeah, no worries, man. Another schooner of gold. Pints
of $6.
That's your story. No one's remembering Dano's
schooner of
work.
gold.
They're just
Thanks,
remembering Cal leaving with the lady.
So what's the question?
That was you. Pete got is there, and then you're all getting the fucking
100%.
rewards.
I'm doing
and you'll
all the hard work
Just want to
here.
thank Pete, and
I'm pretty much breaking them in, and Cal's
cutting
just
it
riding them
out.
home. It's weird.
But shout out to Peace Colic. Love you, Mary.
there. But that's that sort of thing.
Thanks for putting from centre to fullback.
So, Cal, give us what's been your best memory at West? What's been your best memory at West? You played in a few big games.
No, just best memory of life, bro.
No,
Like, give us that one.
No, well,
Like having sex for the first time. Tell us about that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I remember my first head job. It was the best head job I've ever got. Like, if you remember your first.
I'm sure the dude.
Because it used to be fun back then, and then you just sort of lose interest because it's like no one does it like me. I can do this better with myself. It's
I'm
weird.
sure
What,
the
like
dude
with
who
your mouth?
gave it
You
to
can
you-
say-
No, with my hand, I just turn it backwards.
Marilyn
until it's
Manson
up.
style, just take out a couple of ribs and just.
Has that joke been going since about 1983 or?
Yeah.
when Sam-
Let me guess. And he was really Paul Pfeiffer from the Wonder Years. That was one rumor so they used to put up photos of them together and had no similarities.
Do you reckon kids are still running it these days and they don't know who the fuck Marilyn Manson is?
If anyone does know Marilyn Manson is, contact Christian Freed under Christian James on Facebook.
He's got a poster
and
on
he'll
his
help-
wall
and he'll
upstairs.
help you.
My Facebook is definitely not Christian James.
And he works at no. We got
So we're brushing that question, right? Or we go back-
Cal, not your life. I don't want to hear about when you got your first start with the ladies.
I do.
What is best memory of West? Like is there one game? Like I know you runners up a couple of times with silver medals.
Probably best game I've played in at West was the 2018. We played Valleys at Redcliffe. It was semi-final.
Oh, you played in that? Yeah, I was on the piss there that day. That was good.
That was
and
a
you won.
pretty quality game. Yeah, we
Yeah.
won it. That was pretty good.
Ethan Wheel playing right centre, puts in a grubber through
Yeah,
for himself to
scores
score.
50 meters.
How do you remember
From
that shit? I
50
played.
I
I
like
don't
it.
remember that
From
shit.
50 metres out, he
I
just
like
kicks
it.
to himself.
And
what were you
scores
playing,
in the
Cal?
corner.
Something
Just sitting on the
bench.
bench. we were feeding
the
him.
middle.
We were sitting right
Yeah.
behind him, feeding him the whole time.
And then
Took a hit
the
up,
week,
got a penalty.
the week later I wasn't there. You beat Wynnum.
yeah, Wynnum at Wynnum.
Yeah, that was
That's-
pretty
oh,
good
no,
that
at
day as
Scott
well.
Park at East.
Yeah,
And
dusted
then the
them
next
up.
week, don't talk about that. but
Yeah.
The grand final where you
Nice
come
to
from
be
the
in
dead.
one
and-
anyway.
Yeah. Yep, was there that one
At
too.
North.
Yeah, there
I
was a
remember,
stage that game where I was like,
and
fuck, we're
the
done.
current BRL assistant was coach of Valleys that day.
Who's that?
And, yeah.
Zach Warwork.
Yeah, and Pete Luckman always tells this story, and he tries to say West beat him in a prelim final.
Must
no,
be a
they
good
beat him
story.
the week before.
Yeah, beat him the week before.
Yeah, like so.
It was still good though.
Yeah, that was
Fuck those cunts.
fair memory, good ground. And then A grade just lost after years by a couple of points,
Yeah.
and then got rolled the week later. And Gubby played the week, played him the week later. The Wynnum always got stacked sides.
Yeah, that was
real
when
good
we.
sides in.
Yeah, that was at
BRL,
Wynnum as
mate.
well. Yeah, we played and then we won and then.
We just got good,
We're having
like,
a good old
they load
time
up with
and-
players.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
They always attract players at Wynnum.
Yeah.
What? So who's?
It's like at Westminster, you were like, can we load up with short white guys
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
put them through the ranks?
It's like, what are you, 80 kilos?
Yeah.
Fuck off, bro. We don't need you, yeah?
We need 75 or
we need
less.
the lankiest,
Yeah.
skinniest cunts.
And
we
your
could find.
tan of skin, it
Yeah.
looks like you could get a mad tan in the sun.
Yeah,
Get fucked.
get out of here.
We need where you get sunburn and
We need a heap of
jump
kids
on
who
in here.
think they play hooker but struggle on the wing. Just get in here, bro.
Who's
Fuck,
who's the best player you played with at West? Who was the best player? There's been a few good footballers
West.
there over the
Fuck,
years.
I don't know.
Spastics. All of
did
them.
you-
Bunch of spastics.
Think about it.
I'm thinking.
Don't mean to put down as much pressure.
I don't know. Everyone's. No real standouts. People are probably thinking, "Oh, fuck off." I don't know. Gav Corsa was pretty fucking good.
Wasn't he meant to be playing for Biwa this year?
He was. I
Yeah.
think he played a few games. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Um,
Oh,
Thank
would have
God
he
it.
was
he
just
wasn't
like
playing when we
freaky.
were
He'd
there.
just like pull shit out of anywhere.
And he scored that try to lock it back up in the GFA. Like they dropped the ball and then he picked it up and stepped three blokes and scored under the post.
He was
Probably, I
untouchable.
don't know, I
That
can't remember.
the second game. Untouchable.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know.
You've got a lot of good memories at West. Thanks for sharing. I'm sure that all your coaches are pretty proud of you.
All right,
It's pretty good.
So we got the mechanic, y'all. He goes,
wait up.
Cal's gonna
yeah,
come.
Cal.
That day at Wynnum when we won, where we beat... No, it was at East Juniors when we beat Wynnum to get into the
Scott
grand
Park,
final.
yeah.
We're all fucking celebrating at the end there, waiting for A-grade to run out, all in a tunnel and everything, and Mitch Carman was fucking piping up at one of the Wynnum blokes going... I don't know, what was he doing? You were there, weren't you?
Yeah, he's just into him.
He's just
saying,
into him,
"Fuck
spraying. And
yo,
this
Matt
fucking,
Monday, mate.
this big solly bloke comes up and he's like, "Oh, you want to go, G? You want to go? You want to go, G?" And then fucking Jeffrey walks out of nowhere and goes, "You're Mag Monday, mate." And we were just like, "Oh."
And it was so
And he just shut up.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, he just
because
walked
his
off.
teammates come and go and go, bro, we lost. What the fuck are you doing? And he's in like the middle of the whole reserve grade side making a tunnel, plus all the West supporters making a tunnel for A grade, and everyone's like, "Can't fuck off! You're in the wrong spot to be lipping off." And then his teammate come and got him because Jeffrey just said, "Mate, you're my Monday. You fuck off my Monday." It's the best fucking
was
thing.
pretty good.
I don't think I've laughed that out in a while.
So
Jeffrey
you
made it
really
funny.
owe Jeffrey for saving Mitch's life.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. All right, hit us with the questions there, Friedmeister.
All right, so we got the mechanic. He goes, "This pick has now given inspiration to go about my full week of knowing this about Callum, and that Freedy gives us all inspiration to knowing and believing in ourselves." There's no question there. And
That's
also,
good,
it's
see?
fake because, like, that's not what I...
Please.
Yeah, no.
Thank you,
Like-
Christian. Thank you. We really appreciate your work in the community.
Nice.
And then Callum,
and
you
Cal-
wrote actually
I
something.
commented.
Even though you're coming on the show, you knew you were. You
No,
re-commented.
He came on to defend his honour because he was
Yeah.
getting rinsed for 45
Because he
minutes.
threw it
on
out. He threw it out
Facebook.
at the end. Then I thought,
Yeah,
hey, we
okay.
could
That
get
was
Cal in.
after.
Yeah.
So Callum goes, really turned around my life this year. Hasn't just helped me as a rugby league player, but also helped me to be a better person. Much love, Christian James. I love Christian James Freed. I love look forward to future and sessions. All right, sweet Cal, it's nice you've ever been to me. And
I really appreciate the work
Karen,
you do for the
Karen
community,
Stewart
you
goes,
know?
should be on the field. Hey guys.
Talking
And I
about
wrote,
Cal not
yeah,
getting a
definitely
start.
also beside your bedroom making noises, but also on the field.
Wow.
And then Karen Stewart goes, yeah, 100%. I miss the noises. I wish there was
having a
more of
start
them,
or what?
especially orgasms. And then I wrote, yeah, 100% with that 100%.
You
mark.
really contribute a lot into this, don't you?
So
Yeah.
he's trying to tell me Cal hasn't had a start in a while. That's
And then,
depressing.
and because I said 100% Mark, Andrew Preston goes, on you, Callum Stewart, 100% Mark.
See, the problem with that, right? He put that big fucking post up. And he's like, at the bottom, he's like, ask questions.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
And then we got DJ, David
DJ,
Ellis.
yep.
Why do we call him DJ?
David Jr.
100%.
Don't ask me what his
And-
father's name is because
Yeah.
someone did that once. I
David
mean,
Junior. But apart from the normal blokes, who stand out each week in the NRL? What players has
This is the
impressed
question,
you?
right?
Yeah, that's the
Righty
only
dipped his
question.
toe into
Oh,
it.
okay.
earlier.
Jump
yeah.
the gun.
Olam. I reckon Olam was outstanding last
Yeah.
night.
He's always
he was
good, but
rattling.
he's always
Runs
good.
like he's fucking 20 kilos heavier.
He's off the back fence
When
every
you-
week.
The
And
cheese.
then Mitch Paisley
Yeah.
said,
I
I
reckon
would
the
have dropped
cheese.
the 13.
Yeah.
From which seed which team you played,
Yeah,
motherfucker,
yeah,
Mitch
well,
Paisley?
no, I put
like,
it-
are you
I-
going from Brothers or from Balimba or from Mitchie or from
No,
anyone
no.
that's got an
Well,
NRL player
no.
that you want to fucking
He's
bump
trying to say
shoulders
he's
with?
trying
You
to say-
Trying
fuck.
to say he
Dom.
would have dropped
Dropped
Dom to
Dom,
put
yeah.
Cal
Yeah,
in.
well, okay,
But-
good. Classic comedy coming from Pays. Yeah.
You're nobody.
I
mate.
love your face. But
Uh,
also get on the podcast so I can rip you. And then from Adam Wright, you didn't repost it. Okay,
I
classic.
thought I did repost it.
No,
but oh
you
well.
didn't. But yeah, who cares? Go
Don't
fuck
look at mine. I
yourself.
only got one comment.
And then
Jack,
Jackie Walsh goes, "Why are you such a flog?"
I think he's talking about him.
No,
That
we're
was on
gonna
his
push
post.
it to you.
Yeah.
We're pushing it to you.
How's this mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
You're
on
the
Dane's
guest. Why are you
post.
such a flog? Serious question.
So why are you
The fans
flawed,
wanna
bro?
know.
I don't know. It's just him.
Okay,
Pretty
and
sure
then-
that was towards Dane though. Jack
I think it
backed
was
me up.
actually. He has
Why would he
deflected.
ask me that? I'm not a
Well,
flog.
because you posted, you shared the post.
Yeah, but you
and
were
then
the
he
guest.
commented it on your thing.
You missing
Oh,
out.
hello.
the one
We've got
asking.
a. Oh yeah. Just.
How about
Jackie
you
Morris.
see, Jaden Nicarima signed a training trial with the Warriors.
Which makes sense because
Does
he.
make
Yeah,
a
well,
lot
he's
of
tossing
sense.
up between West Mitchie and the
Yeah,
New Zealand Warriors. So
Should have signed up Brighton Toes
Yeah,
this
I
year.
know.
Fuck.
Like it's like seriously, if a NRL club was like, oh, we got fucking Callum Stewart on the roster, we're like, oh yeah, sweet, it's the same kind of thing. It's like, yeah, we signed him, we
Basically,
signed the
like-
thing. Yeah.
Jesus. Whoa, Malice.
Well,
Free.
makes,
You looking for a start?
I've
somewhere,
definitely
bud?
been in the NRL.
Make a
system,
few phone calls.
Are you going to
Yeah.
try and rekindle your brief career at West again?
Nah, I think I'm done, eh?
Okay.
I thought you were done years ago, champ.
Yeah. Are you? So you
No,
got?
but what do you reckon? Like, I've never, like, with Jaden Nikarima, you reckon, like, is he as good as Cody?
I reckon
Or
he's better.
He
than-
brilliant.
And you think
Man,
he can
his-
crack it back
his-
in?
Yeah,
I
reckon he could.
was watching him play at Reddy before he got hurt last year, and his
Yeah.
ball playing, I reckon he's a better ball player than his brother.
Yeah.
And he looks fit as fuck. You see on his Instagram, like he's
Yeah.
training hard and he seems in a good headspace.
He trains
Him-
for days. That's all he does.
Him
is
and
train.
Ben Shea like fucking seem like they're just training the fucking joint down.
If he can keep his head down, like stick on the path. What happened to him the first time was just
He
young,
took drugs and shit.
Yeah, young dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like you go and get in the bag and whatever. Do whatever you do. Like
That's what happened to Freedy's career.
Freeze
I
crew
know,
was
I
long
did
gone
it.
before the bag, champ.
Nah,
It's when him and
I
Alfredale
was
pissing on
good,
each other
and
in
I just
hotel
wasn't
rooms.
good enough. That's my
What?
career.
Okay, there's a few interesting little scenarios with it. The fact that not with you, but like with
Oh,
Reddy
I thought
being the Warriors feeder, he's signed there, so this makes it an easy pathway going home. Like
And
he'll-
Brighton are with Reddy as well.
Yeah,
Right.
but that wouldn't have mattered because Jaden was
Nah,
playing
wouldn't
cup
have
at Ready
bothered,
before.
Yeah.
He only went to Brighton to play with family.
Yeah, they're just with their crew. Anyway, the guy who he tried to pay off to take the fall for him was Adam Kieran's
Who,
brother.
Jaden?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He was advised to do this by someone who. I won't say who, but someone.
Who was it?
No, I'm not getting sued.
No,
Like, but
we
he
won't
was-
get sued, bro. We got no money.
But
Why would they sue
he
us?
was
taking 50% of
Cal,
what you got.
sort it out over there, bro.
he was advised to try and pay someone off. So when you've got bad people around you, when he was in a
Yeah.
bad place, of course you're going to listen to someone when you've got yourself in your shit and they go, "Don't worry, mate, do this and it'll be sweet." So that was Kieran who plays for the Warriors' brother.
Good on Adam Kieran.
Adam Kieran, like plays for the
Adam
Warriors.
Kieran, he had a hat trick last week.
yeah, and he's
Yeah, I said I wanted one.
and that was his brother who was
Jesus
playing
Christ,
with the Central
bro.
Coast.
What are we, Silly Sunday, when no one listens to me?
I wouldn't be surprised. It depends how they're going, but I reckon he'll get a run.
No, not
There's
that.
a gold in the
No,
door.
there's a gold right there, to your right, where you, yeah, sweet.
What a story that'd be if the Nikarima brothers played an NRL game together in the halves.
That'd be sweet, yeah.
Like where you've sorted your life out.
Because
you
I
come
remember,
through.
when Cody made it, and we were always like, "Oh, you wait for George," you know, like wait for.
There's
the
a lot of
next one.
dominoes to fall, and that's what everyone says about every family member. Like when Mitchell Fry made his NRL debut, they said he was a gun, and same said the same for Gerald. Gerald made everyone goes, "Oh, wait for Keenan," and then Christian fucked up his NRL career by
being his manager.
abusing
yeah, holy shit.
a
The
North
last
official,
bloke you'd
yeah.
want to negotiate a deal
Oh.
for
Who's
is
that?
You
Keenan?
Keenan, you said you ran
you killed the poor kid's
you
career.
abused someone at North on the phone.
Yeah,
pin.
because he said something ridiculous, and I was like,
well,
"Motherfucker!"
but there will
like,
be
are
some
you
people-
kidding? Like,
There will be people who have
Yeah.
ridiculous ideas in the game.
There's a lot of dominoes to fall about before Jaden gets to play NRL, and I just hope he stays on the path and does himself proud.
And
He's-
Redcliffe would
good
love
bloke.
this because
Really
worst
good
comes to
bloke.
worst, he's still playing for Redcliffe every weekend.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
coming back and training. And it all depends on COVID.
Exactly,
Like,
whether they're
where-
there anyway.
Yeah,
So it won't really
so it
matter.
could be an easy transition.
Yeah.
And that could also help that could help get them attract more players at Ready. Not that they need to, but like just on the proviso, you know how like blokes go to East and Sunny Coast hoping to get a pre-season with Melbourne. If you're hoping to get a pre-season with the Warriors and play a couple of trials, you might go to Ready.
Yeah.
You know, like, and you're a bit of a
Might
name
draw
in
some more
cup
players.
circles.
And that also might help Ready in their bid to become the next expansion side.
If you're having success and you're dragging more people in, there's talk they're building a hotel there and all that sort of thing.
Ready.
And they've already built built the Woolly years ago, and the money they make from the Woolworths is it not Woolworths, Coles I should say, that pays for their cup team for the year, and it's a bit
Really?
yeah.
yeah, well,
So
they've
they're
got
like
more money than
invested in
Jesus.
that.
Yeah, man.
They own.
That's when
they
I'm
own their
like-
own
when
fleet
I-
of buses. They own the shopping
you always see
centre,
that story
swimming
where
pool.
Broncos are like, "Oh yeah, do you want
3,000
to come involved?" And they're like, "Why would we? We make way more
Yeah.
money
Well,
than
yeah,
you."
you look at
exactly.
it. You look at all the other leagues clubs in cup teams. Most of them, like South is very old school.
Yeah.
East is not bad, but nothing
is pretty
compares
good.
to Ready.
No.
Ready's
The only other
fucking off its
league,
tits.
the only other league club I've seen, Ipswich Brothers are also cashed up to the max. They've got a kick-ass leagues club, like things like that. All these,
But Ready just in, not even just in league side. They've got 10 hectares there at Ready
They've got
on the
the
peninsula.
aquatic centre with
It's
a
ridiculous. They own
and
a
at
aquatic
the end
centre.
of the
They
gym,
own,
yeah, it's unbelievable.
They own the shopping centre. They own like
They
a
only need a
squillion
hotel.
pokies. They own buses. The amount of land. They reckon they come to the league with all these millions and millions of dollars worth of assets. Why? If there was gonna be expansion, out of all the bids there have been, you cannot tell me that it's not going to be Redcliffe. It has to be. If they even look up any other alleys, really, they're kidding themselves.
Yeah, because if you think any NRL team, like every week they have a home game, it's fucking sold out.
Oh yeah,
no matter what.
And they just put that last end of the stadium on. They seat 17,000 now.
They're in the box seat.
You reckon it's sold out every week? Like that they have a
it
home
would be.
game?
Well, and can you picture if you supported an out of Brisbane team?
Yeah,
you'd be going, and they're playing a game at Ready. You'd be going, how good's this? Let's go there. And
also your animal is the smartest thing beside the human. Like a dolphin, like it's like it might as well be octopus or dolphin. Like
wise words, Freddie. Wise words, my friend.
But they've got also
sexually, they're also the best.
They'll grab everyone from north of the sunny coast
that has orgasms because dolphins the only one that have orgasms like us.
You were going good. Now you've gone to a bad place.
This podcast was almost human until Freddie started talking. But they'll definitely draw massive because, like, they seat 17,000 in their new stadium. It went from 10 to 17 or whatever with their next.
How much better does it look?
It looks amazing, and they'll fill it out every week.
100%.
Hopefully they do something like that at Mitchie.
Yeah, good. Get the checkbook out, brother.
It'd be good.
When West get their Q Cup team, we'll have 17,000 down there every weekend.
See, and that's the thing with you. That's the thing with
Blake. We get 70 down there, and everyone's drunk and see, that's in a situation.
See, 70, that's a fucking huge crowd.
See, that's the thing, Cal. You're like, there's a story that I feel reminds me of your efforts at West. They were talking about the Hornibrook Bridge. The bridge is 80 years old today.
I saw that.
In the beginning, they had to get 250 blokes to cut the lumber for it. No one remembers their name. When West were in Cup, Cal was one of the foundation West Brisbane Panthers. He's like the bloke on the fucking axe cutting that giant ass log that got brought down to
but
build
who's
the
got the
Hornibrook
sculling
Bridge.
record over the Hornibrook Bridge?
Yeah.
Who's got the sculling record?
Oh, Moggy. That's
supposedly.
a
What was it again?
Something ridiculous.
Like it's like 16s or something?
Yeah, 16s over the Hornibrook Bridge.
Very, very
I've seen him
fast.
scull and he could fucking do it. I reckon Buckets could do about 7.
Jeez,
What is it? 3Ks or something, isn't it?
Yeah. So he reckons he did
So that's-
16s.
So
I reckon
3Ks,
Buckets would crank him.
What speed
It's
limit
80.
on there?
It's 90.
No, it's 80.
It's 80.
It's 80.
You
So
can draw
it's, but it's,
If it was,
it's
if it was
60 for the very
60Ks,
start.
if it was 60Ks, that's
I think it's 60 at the
If
very
it's
start.
80,
3
but
minutes.
just say you're doing 70.
that's less than 3 minutes.
You know? Like you could do 70 or 60.
Yeah.
You'd be going
It's less
slower
than
to
3
give you more
minutes,
chance.
basically.
But anyway, I've
16s.
seen his skull. I reckon Buckets has got him.
Righto,
Over
well,
the Hornibrook.
all right, next week on the podcast, we'll be in
Wait,
the
we'll
back
do-
of
we'll
a
do it-
Tarago.
we'll do it
We'll have
live.
buckets and
We'll do it live.
live.
Out of his Tirana.
We'll go hire a high ace somewhere.
Yeah, we'll get a high bit.
Get
There'll be
High
blood
ace.
stains. Don't worry about them. It's a Tirana, and they're worth heaps. But anyway.
Oh,
yeah.
buckets in the back, and we'll just be sitting
Yeah.
on 70K.
That'd be sick.
Then we got to go back over.
Yeah,
it,
back
so-
over and see if he can redo the PB.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
All of a
Cal,
sudden you're spastic
think of yourself.
5 minutes.
Oh,
Think of yourself as a bloke that laid the foundation. When they're in Cup one day, you're the unsung hero that did this. You're like the guy fucking painting the Harbour Bridge before anyone was able to drive over it, okay?
The
So
bloke
no
who
one
fell
remembers
off the
you.
Harbour
Cal,
Bridge.
if I was going to ask you who's winning the grand final and why, what is it?
Oh, good. I love this talk.
Ooh.
Don't get too in depth. I know you're
Oi,
a smart
don't
guy
get
with footy.
reserval
I'm just
about
gonna-
it, just like
just
you're a
gonna-
front, like you're a starting player. Just
Melbourne, because they got the block of cheese. He's
Yeah.
unreal.
Oh, I love
that
him,
guy.
mate.
Yeah,
He
is
did.
unreal.
He did
Fuck,
turn the
I love
momentum
watching him,
when he come
Yeah.
on and cranked it up a bit.
If I was
he
to
just-
model
I mean-
my game on anyone, it'd be him. Cause
Oh,
he
yeah.
is
Oh, I think
fucking
so.
It would be.
unreal.
You're
yeah.
more of
I
a
love it.
Takarangi style of play. You're just a full spastic. Shouldn't be getting around it anywhere. And when you do, you're off the bench. Can't.
and this is the wrong guy that hasn't played all year. But anyway, fucking
How many
jeez.
games of fucking reserve grades this cunt? Yeah,
Good to see. I told you to use this sledge on Dane about 5 months ago.
Take that,
and
Dano,
you've used
you
it now.
fucking loser.
I told you.
Not
winning-
even A grade. Just
I pride
reserve
myself
grade.
as a
Fuck.
career Div 1 player. What are you talking about?
Remember when I said you could use
Could
this
have had the
gag?
chance. Still the politics, man.
I'm a team
If I
man. I
didn't have
prefer,
that
I
ankle
prefer to stick to
injury.
the one team instead of flogging around
You know
with
when
two,
you-
you fuck.
you know when you're on the outer of the place when they call like a few years ago when Grolls had done the pre-season there and they need a front row. They were playing at Waterford. So Fats.
So they called Livo
Fats,
up instead.
They get Livo, who didn't want to go, just wanted to get on the piss with us boys in the hill. They drove him out there. Grolls wasn't even thought of. You know
I
when
scored
you
that day.
Yeah. Oh, did you, mate?
Oh,
I think we won like 50
Next to your parents in the bedroom.
Did you? Nice.
that was a good one. That was quick. That was very quick.
Nice. So you think Melbourne because of Brandon Smith? Okay. What about you, Friedmeister?
Oh, I think Melbourne 100%. I think like what
Melbourne
we saw on the week. No, I don't even think. I don't think Penrith can hold together for like consistent sets compared.
So you
to
think?
Melbourne.
Who do you think will be there to play Melbourne?
And it can't be Penrith, can it?
Yeah, it can be.
be.
They're on the other
Oh, it
side.
can be. I think Melbourne Penrith.
They'll be
That's what I
playing
think.
either. They'll be playing either South or Para.
Yeah.
And
I
if you
think
win-
that.
That'll be so. The two
But also, like you
contrasting
guys
style.
know way more than me. You've watched more games
mate.
this
Yeah,
year.
so-
But what I've seen of the finals, that's what I see. Yeah,
and that's the only form you can go on. Finals
Yeah.
form.
yeah.
I don't think the Roosters are done yet.
Me either.
Like,
I think they're gone. Hey,
I
mate,
think
on Kiri.
Pretended.
take a step back, bro. Hold my beer, cunt.
I think I agree with Rod. Like I want to say Melbourne, but I also think for Melbourne to advance, they verse the winner of the Roosters and Canberra.
Who cares?
So if Roosters win, I reckon Melbourne handle Canberra. But if Roosters win, I reckon that elimination final that may as well be the grand final. I think Penrith are very close. Like they could win it if they show up on the day, but if the winner of that major elimination final, the Melbourne one, I reckon they go on to win the premiership. So if Melbourne win it, I think they then roll.
From
the
what
next
I've
time.
noticed in these games here, every side's had a few things exposed about them. It's just whether they can exploit these. Like, what's his face on the wing for Penrith? Toa, Brian Toa. Yeah, you'd be kicking him every day, every day, because he had trouble on the ball. He runs the ball hard. He's a good finisher, but he has trouble in the air.
You keep away from Dylan
With
Edwards.
Melbourne, you kind of notice they're slow starters. They're slow
which
starters,
is
and then
unlike
they
them
build
in the
into
old.
it.
But
Which is
all
unlike.
grinders.
Also, Melbourne got the week off, which is a massive advantage. So, like, if when they come in to play the Roosters have played a tough game against Penrith, and then Canberra's.
That's
not
what
gonna-
everyone says. Is the week off an advantage? And Melbourne's going
definitely
100%.
yeah,
It
and
is.
definitely
But a
this
lot of
year-
people go 100%. It's not.
Well, they just played 18 games straight, no buys, nothing. Like they
Okay.
just straight in. This is the first week they've had off in 19 weeks. So
Put it like this, okay? Say they had to play next week. It was winners go on.
Yeah.
And Melbourne would have to play without Munster for a week, and they've got a few. They're leaking more points than they normally do. With a week off, he sorts himself out and would be a massive chance to play Friday week, and they'll work on those tries they were conceding on those edges. Like, well, with Para, if say Para had got a week off, and then Brad Arthur's got time to think about who do I throw on the wing, how do I rejig this, and we got to work on our edge defence more and things like that. Blake sort of suck them in like Bellamy, and as all these good coaches that are left will do. Put our fine tooth comb over it and look at their weaknesses more than the opposition's strength, isolate where they've got to go to. I noticed with the Roosters when they come good, a lot of it went down to like Cordner looked a little bit off the pace at parts.
yeah, because young Liam Martin was just into him all day.
And then that changed around, and Martin was struggling with Cordner. Cordner was bending it back. Little things like that. You've got to. It's like you're playing fucking tennis or something. You got to when you're on serve, you got to win it. Win your points.
Yeah, so when the momentum shifts into your favour, you've
got to be able to defend it.
And you got to take advantage if you're the one with the ball, and if you're one without the ball, you got to defend serve. You know, you don't want to give away points.
100%.
So when the Roosters do get into their mojo, everyone knows there's points in them. They put points on at will against good sides. So if you're a side like Melbourne or like Canberra next week going to verse them, you just got to be willing to just weather that tide because momentum will change, especially with the 6 again rule. They'll get one eventually, and then that's a backup set, and then you got to wear through that. You just got to.
And that 6 again rule, they're like, yeah, check it out, like throwing it out like fucking. I'm at the Cabaret Club with $5 notes.
Last night when the old bell was ringing, you could see how they've just defended a decent 2 or 3, and then 6 again, 6 again.
And the whole crowd go,
How classic is it in the NFL, right? Where the home team is just blowing the horn while the attacking team's trying to set up their plays.
Oh yeah, that used to be a thing in the old days.
So what it is like you don't have the home crowd cheering. So now, because there's no crowd in the NFL, when the attacking team's at a away game, they just blow a foghorn like they're like near. So the quarterback's still got to cover their ears and shit. They don't hear any. Like they got to really cover up their plays.
I think I watched the most NFL I've ever watched the other day. It was about 1 quarter, and it was the worst thing I've ever watched in my life. I don't know how you watch it.
Well,
it's so good, bro.
It's
it's good in 15 minutes.
Oh fuck me! That 15 minutes took me 3 fucking hours.
But it's like the NBA. Like once you get back down to the last 2 minutes,
Yeah,
it takes an hour. Yeah. Like even the
Basketball.
NBA, that last 2 minutes takes so long.
Last quarters.
you were you were one of my favourite players till you started bagging on the NFL. Fuckwit.
I also watched the most AFL I've ever watched in my life.
Now, if you don't think Rippon's the best quarterback you've ever seen, you're fucking kidding
I hope
yourself.
he goes.
Never heard of him.
Well, you got to wait till the light comes back, bro.
He's only a couple weeks away. They've gone. It's a funny thing with American sports how they'll sign a bloke like. Remember on basketball, Dano, you'd get like a 6-week deal, and you're not going to from a different league. Deal, they just we need you for 6 weeks. All right, sign this for 6 weeks.
So Dano, what do you think about LeBron if they win this? Which they look like they're going to.
Oh, they're going to. They'll smoke.
And what do you think about LeBron? Is it like another feather in his cap, or?
Yeah, he'll keep playing. He'll play another
fucking
year.
oath.
And especially with Davis there.
So that's 3 teams then?
How good is he?
3 teams for chips. So all these, if they have a good off season.
How many losses?
He's been in the finals. This is 10th finals.
Really?
What did Jordan get? 6 out of 6.
That's not that good.
6 out of 6. Jordan
that.
got way better.
He was taking. He was taking Cleveland.
Let's talk about Jordan.
Cleveland teams that couldn't win. They couldn't win 20 games. He was taking them to the finals the next year.
Let's Jordan at Washington. LeBron's winning with different franchises.
And this is LeBron's 17th year.
Jordan was the best.
Jordan was 56 years old when he
when he's with the Washington.
He's only 55 now, you wombat. What the fuck are you on about?
Numbers ain't your big strong suit, are they?
I don't know a thing about
singing.
I watched The Last Dance and I'm like, Jordan's the best player ever.
When Jordan came back and he went to Washington, he was still at an age. He was at probably the same age as LeBron is now. I think he was a year older than what LeBron is now.
And he got the shits with some of the blokes he drafted.
He took the Washington side to an average record in the East. LeBron takes him to the best record in the West, takes him, and he's going to win a chip.
I think Jordan's Darren Lockyer. I think LeBron is Andrew Johns. That's what I'm thinking.
So Darren Lockyer's better. Yeah.
100%. Because Darren Lockyer is the best. Yeah. He's the best 5'8" in the world, and he's the best fullback in the world.
He used to be the best drug dealer
Andrew
in Roma.
Johns is just the best halfback in the world and snorts coke.
Okay, do you remember when Lockyer owned that joint across from the Caco?
The ice bar.
They used to have lock up, they have secret meetings.
Still, he owned it as the 2 best players in the world of 2 positions.
It shut down, didn't it?
Yeah.
That's Honeybees now. Honeybees
they
are
moved
there,
down the road,
did they move?
Yeah, they've moved Honeybees to there.
Closer to the
just trust me, I don't know about the social distancing in there, but there was a decent lineup to get into there after the game. A lot of para
those
jerseys.
toothless para fans.
A lot of para jerseys
were
giving old Honeybees a good nudge.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's just a line full of Uzi just standing there.
Did you go to Valleys yesterday, right, man? Or?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah,
I was there.
How'd the brethren go?
They were shit out.
They got handled.
You know when you
handled by Redlands.
And it was funny. There wasn't a
big.
big. Wasn't a big vibe. Like normally when you're in that can bar there at Valleys, all the supporters are cheering. It wasn't. It was me.
Because they had
and him were the only sort of cunts going, oh fuck. How about that?
It's because they had, for a difference. I think they expected a lot bigger crowd than what it was. So they had it segmented. So they had like another bar down the bottom, another bar in the can bar, the bar up top, obviously.
So they actually followed the rules.
Yeah. So they had like a little segmented area down further. So half the can bar that would usually be packed in there. They had like 30 blokes down there on the grass, and then some more in front of the can bar in another roped off area. But it was a big day, and Brothers just gave Redlands a sniff, and they just took it.
Good.
Brothers scored more tries.
Take that, Brothers, you fucks.
Start of the game,
Fuck, I hate that.
Redlands kick out in the full. Brothers
great
march
start.
down there. Brothers march down there. They take one left, they take one right,
and
then they go
the
back,
center.
and then Fawley in the centre scores almost untouched. So they had some bad attitude.
You
before
thought they were
that.
looking at 40 points.
And then next minute you go down, they concede one, and it was kind of oh fuck, we'll get back. But they made a lot of pass errors, and you could see blokes weren't prepared to get down and dirty.
Yeah.
Like
There was one
normally-
try that Redland scored off the base of a scrum. They gave it to the centre.
Shithouse.
And he just
a
went
hit up.
overs, busted Tyson Skyring, who's
Yeah.
decent defender, just busted him. Big giant centre, would have been 100 kilo, runs 80.
Really?
Yeah,
Runs
this
80,
kid,
goes
yeah.
up, and then they kick it from the sideline. It's like,
Yeah, things like that.
Simple
that broke them
shit.
because even though they didn't score, you're thinking, oh well, they got him here. They got to run 80,
Yeah.
and to get burnt from a scrum, and one of these fast blokes beating you from a scrum, there's a lot of pasture.
yeah.
And then that was really a turning point. I thought they scored a lot. Like they were creating chances out wide. They were shredding them up. Then in their
trying to go
panic, they
through the
kept trying to
middle.
go through the middle. Where when they were getting to edges, they were killing. Like Purcell and that were killing them, and they were creating overlaps, this and that. If they weren't scoring, they got held up for tries. They were scoring tries.
But they kept trying to just bash. Like the hooker would pick it up and just try and give it to the frontie, but the passes
The
would
frontie
be
wasn't running
just
on?
Oh yeah,
the
there
fronties
there
were
was-
hitting. There's just
they
mud
were
passes
2
too
metres
close
out.
to the line. Like just
Who
if
was
they
their
were
hooker?
some
I'll give you
Monroe.
some tips.
Some fuckwit.
Monroe, and he
No,
tried to
he
hit
wasn't.
Swifty
He
on
was
it.
injured. He was
Monroe running me next year. Cunt.
They tried to hit.
In
Wasn't it
threes.
Donaldson?
In threes.
They tried to hit Swifty on his short ball at his knees.
And he got
Oh,
He
really?
wouldn't have. I don't know if he would have scored or not, but
Yeah.
it was.
But
a
anyway,
hot-
I hope Northside win the fucking comp. Brothers, you fucking
Well, who
down
do
to me.
We got no one left.
It's either
We got the Coast Boys or
BUR.
Yeah,
Wow.
Northside. What are you doing?
I hope Redlands beat BUR.
No way.
I'd rather
BY's
see-
got
BYR
to cream him, bro.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
I'd rather
Yeah.
see Redlands beat
No
BUR.
way.
Nah, fuck that.
Northside for
Yeah.
someone who actually plays in
Northside
our
for
comp.
life, bro.
I don't know, let's face facts. BUR are a real good footy side, but they're mercenaries, and they've come to our comp.
You know
like
what the
this-
thing I hate about it is BUR are they're A grade up
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
I don't
they're
want
A
them
grade.
walking around
And-
going, "Oh, we fucking do."
Yeah,
like you
true.
say, listen here, cunts. You couldn't even win the Div 1 comp down here.
Yeah, and
and
that's
they
the-
were very
Yeah.
near.
Whatever
losing
you
to
guys
Waterford.
want, I got no
they
idea.
they
Fuck
yeah they
those
had they
guys.
won.
I'm too busy trying not to kill myself.
Good on you, mate.
Been
Good
sitting
on
like this all out. Oh. Get the barrel out
Wait,
of here.
what do you think of that final series though? Like, do you think it's bullshit, or do you think if you're not
What,
good
one
enough
game
for
elimination?
one- yeah, I
Oh,
think it's
fair enough.
No, I
I think it's
like
pretty
it. I
shit.
like it.
I don't
You're
like it.
you're
I like it for this year, for COVID.
Yeah,
bro.
next
I like
year I
it.
would.
Like, we got to play
Like,
footy.
why
like,
couldn't they just do the exact same thing? Well, not fucking top 6 because that's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
But
yeah.
you
Why
mean like
couldn't
a
they
top
just-
5 type thing?
no, top 4. But like, why can't they do it every other year? What's fucking one more week gonna do?
The two
It's one
the
more
two
week.
lower places get knocked out. Yeah, I've got no idea, but I think they wanted to get over and done with when they threw it together originally. They wanted to get it.
And then they start with fucking
I
top
also
6
thought
in
that
reserve
they
grade,
thought
like-
it'd be stopped again. I think, like, when they threw it
No,
together, I
yeah,
thought
so,
that'd be
fuck.
stopped
Oh,
again.
and that's another point.
But then
that's
reserve
another
grade
point,
and A grade
Freddie.
are top 6 and
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
1 and 2 get a week off.
That's another thing,
Why
Freddie.
drag that out?
Cam Newton got coronavirus.
Really?
Isn't playing this week. They're worried about the comp getting
He'll beat
stopped. The way he's playing, he could.
Oh, they reckon the comps be stopped for it.
That's just one of the fans. That's not actually the league saying that.
Who's
But
Cam Newton?
Cam Newton's quarterback for the
I think
for the
Patriots
Patriots
now.
now. Yeah.
He's Larry.
Didn't
Yeah.
some AFL player get fucking COVID and they didn't stop it for them? So
That's all right, because
They
Brisbane
should.
Lions are killing it.
How are they
yeah, I
going?
watched the last quarter.
Shout
How
out to the
good-
Lions.
I'm on the bandwagon.
Shout out to
eh?
Denver Broncos. They're on a one
I'm a
week
massive
winning
AFL
streak.
fan now.
It's one thing.
Shout out to Cal and his mum and his dad
It'd
for
be-
listening for his orgasms for Shao. And then, Righty, can you write this bitch out
All
so
right.
we can fucking
Brady's had
do it?
enough. He's just like, fuck,
Okay.
But
get rid of this
Cal,
shit.
you got any more to say? Because we'll listen.
I don't know.
I've been listening to
said enough
Hairspray
tonight.
about 10 times in this week. Have you ever watched Hairspray?
Never watched Hairspray in my life.
John Travolta fucking kills
Okay.
it.
My
bro.
go-to is
And-
normally
oh.
Lord of the Rings. What do you
And
think about Lord of
there's
the
a
Rings?
word there was a word for gentlemen like yourself who live with other men and
Oh
date
wait,
other men.
hold up, righty. We didn't
Who you
get
talking
we didn't get your tip for the grand final yet.
Yeah.
Just quick one word. Who's
What do
your
you
team?
think?
Who's your team? Who you got?
Who's your tip?
I'm thinking Melbourne, and like everyone else, but
That's what I said.
Any tips?
I would have. Okay, if they win, Munster will be Churchill medalist.
It's either Melbourne or the Jooks. But anyway,
Yeah,
right
that
us out,
that
brother.
was it. Yeah, I wouldn't write the Roosters off. I think they've still got a couple
Whoever
of
wins that
tricks.
elimination final will
I'm
win.
going.
And I'd be surprised if anyone beats Penrith. But
Yeah.
if anyone can beat them, South's as confident as a motherfucker at the moment. They can.
Yeah.
Oh no, then they got no chance. But
they'll
Got a
beat
dark
Penrith.
horse for
They could beat
Churchill
Penrith.
medalist.
I reckon. All right, we'll have a bet on that. I
Fucking
reckon
hell.
South could beat
Nah,
Penrith if
nah,
they
but
get there.
I thought South had got fucking
No, they're on the other side.
Parramatta.
Then
South
they'll-
Sydney got
then-
Parramatta and then
Yeah.
the
Penrith.
winner will play Penrith.
Yeah.
Yeah, but South's going to get knocked out by Parramatta, bro.
No, we're going to beat Parra.
Oh, I bet you.
I reckon it'll be a close
I
game.
bet
All right,
you.
this is live.
Yeah,
It is.
I bet you
All right.
like 2 skulls, and it drips down our balls before I skull it.
Don't want to be dripping down no balls, but let's just
Do a
have...
bird bath.
2 skulls.
2 skulls.
Oh, 2 skulls. Okay, yeah.
Two skulls.
No drums.
Oh, it's on. It's
That's
live
my-
on camera.
Nice and
Sin,
easy.
are you
So-
serious?
My dark horse for Churchill medalist is, I reckon, this is a very what if. Cam Smith is going to get injured or suspended.
And Brandon Smith is your dark
And Brandon
horse.
Smith comes in.
What's your
fucking
fantasy
plays
for
with-
Brandon
Can
Smith?
you
He's the
imagine...
block
Can
of
you...
cheese, unreal.
Can
Do you
you...
love cheese?
Can you imagine...
I do love cheese.
Can you
Dick
imagine...
cheese, bro.
Yeah.
Can you imagine...
You're
if-
not uncircumcised.
Imagine
like
if that
you're
scenario
you're not
did
circumcised
play
yet.
out.
No, yeah.
And
Okay,
Harry
sorry.
Grant's gone to further his football education. He's got to watch. Brandon and Cal gets on. All right, what I want you to do you have a betting account, Cal?
Not really. I do, but I don't use it.
Well, go to the tab and just
Put
get
Brandon Smith on.
Yeah, just
for-
get him now because
Yeah.
if that was to fall into play,
Yeah, that'd
he
be
would
an
be
epic story.
You'd get a
It'd be
great price right now.
Oh, it'd be paying
I'm putting
squillions.
$5
Oh
on
yeah,
it.
100%.
They'd be paying
Block of
billions.
cheese.
I'm going down the tab.
I
Watch
love
him.
him. I love him
The
so
cheese.
much.
Watching him
That
run the
Teresa.
ball like
Yeah.
I'm getting
and
on
just
it.
He runs like he's 130 kilos and
Yeah.
fucking.
But he's also like, oh, I can't play. You don't need me to play hooker, or I'll play lock. You
Yeah,
don't
I'll
need me to
play
play
lock.
lock. I'll play
play
second
yeah,
row.
yeah,
Front
yeah,
row,
bro.
and if
so good.
and if New Zealand had a test in a
Yeah.
month, he'd be playing test hook. He'd be the hooker
exactly,
then. Yeah.
exactly.
So that's the thing. Like, yeah, Cal, thanks again for coming
Thanks
on.
heaps, bro.
Cal,
Love ya.
I think this is
Okay.
the most I've
Fucking
talked.
love ya.
just for all
I'm
the
getting more and more each episode. I'm
Yeah,
getting
it, like
going
your
good.
mum was way better than you.
No,
But
In the
have we
bed he's
got
talking
anything?
about.
Have we got any questions on that board, or does it say
questions.
on that, like
No.
on the right
It
of the
says,
board?
"Where is your mum? Why are you a fag?"
wow, interesting.
Well, that's what.
Hey, just so you
Mum's
know,
at home, and
Dano's got some odds.
You're not a man till you had a man.
Cal, just so you know, Brandon Smith's paying $81 to win the Clive
$5
Church medals.
on
Get
that
5
for
on it.
show.
Bro, I'll put
Okay.
100 on that if you're agreeing to it. We go 50
You were going to put
each.
100 on the doggies the other night, and they fucking got up.
I lost so much money to the Broncos this year.
Yeah, oh,
They
I'm
owe
lost
me
on that.
so much money.
So hopefully, Kevy, turn this bus around because I'm
yeah,
going to put it
Kevy,
all back on
turn
next
this
year.
around, Queensland. I'm betting fucking thousands on you. Because I know you can do it. Fuck, I know you do. Cameron Smith, you jump back in there at hooker. And if not, we'll get fucking right man coaching the shit. Wayne Bennett,
Level two.
fuck off, you
I
old
bet Wayne Bennett's
skeletal
not a
looking
level
cunt.
2 coach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wayne Bennett,
R-
go
Roddy's
suck my
like-
mum titties because she's about 50 to 60.
Right, it's
motherfucker.
Wow.
like Roddy's like 3
But also,
years younger
pretend
than
I
Wayne
forgot
Bennett,
I
so
said my
it's-
mum's titties. So.
Whoa, creepo. I'd like to thank Cal once more for coming on the show. I'm putting up a poll soon. Should Cal propose
Up
to
your ass?
his missus on any given Monday? Anybody listen?
That's gonna be
So
horrible.
a yes or no, I will put the poll up during the week, and I just want to get the feedback. That's it. Just getting that feedback.
What's the poll off?
Cal proposing.
When are you going to do it, Cal?
Yeah, serious question, but
I don't know.
How long have you been with her?
long enough, young one. Long enough.
Long
Yeah,
enough. That's what no one said to your penis when they saw it.
2016. However long-
2016.
So 4 years.
When was okay?
Fucking do
Well,
it.
Going on
That's
5.
nice.
Going on.
So if anybody thinks that Cal should propose to his missus live on any given Monday, we'll get the YouTube
That'd be
episode.
classic.
And,
We'll get some
uh,
views up.
Possibly at the West Mitchelton Football Club the
And
night
get your
before
little
the NRLGF.
circumcised cock out.
That's all we've
you
got
know?
time for tonight,
Yeah.
ladies and
All
gentlemen.
right.
Thank you very much. I'll wrap this bitch up.
Take us out, right, man?
Thanks to everybody. Oh, we've got a comment from a
It better be
Mark
about
Offerdale.
circumcised
No,
dicks.
no. Thanks again to everybody. Keep supporting footy. We've only got a few more weeks left. If you want to watch some footy, there's some big games on down at Arana this weekend and at Valleys. West Brisbane Panthers A grade playing at 3 o'clock at Emerson Park at Valleys, and West Reserve grade playing at Kitchener Park at Wynnum.
I might get a run, so you never know. Come down.
Oh, Cougar, I mean, not
You know.
Kitchener.
Come
yeah.
down, see Cal be wearing the Ed Given Monday shirt,
that-
signing autographs.
Is it at Cougar?
Yeah.
No, is
No,
it?
it's at Kitchener Park.
Should
Yeah.
be at Kitchener. Yeah.
Well, there we go.
I'll drive you. I'll tell you where to go.
Nice. Everyone, keep being careful. COVID, there's some light at the end of the tunnel. They're talking about opening the borders. Hopefully, we'll be able to travel across the state lines very soon. It feels like we're in jail or in Serbia or somewhere like that. When there's a communist regime,
and we'll have to have.
Yeah, we'll have to have a few beers. We're gonna have a bit of an evening the night before the NRL Grand Final at West Mitchelton. Do a show, have a couple of beers at the club if we can get this all.
We can sort it out. Be any given Monday show before the Grand Final. Yeah.
And can people notify us if they wish Cal to
dirty the knee,
put the ring on his missus' finger? That's it.
On that night, that'd be classic.
What is
it? Get us some views.
Wouldn't it? You'd be best.
We'd blow up.
You'd be the best guest ever if you propose on the show. It's not. It would be mint. Everybody, stay loyal. Keep being smart about this COVID stuff. We all know it's annoying, but we can see the restrictions starting to drop.
That's right. Donald Trump's going to win soon. We're going to get rid of it.
Fucking oath.
Let's hope. let's hope the Simpsons are right about another thing with Trump. That picture of him in a coffin. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the universe. Just joking to the Trump supporters. I know he's doing some good things over there.
Fucked up. Biden shouldn't have got it. Bernie Sanders should be competing, and we would have fucking probably voted for him. But that's all right.
And life moves on.
Yeah.
Remember, don't be a mercenary. Thanks to everybody. We'll be back next week. Cal, you've been a fantastic guest. I know that people love you.
I appreciate it, bro.
And stay loyal. Don't be a mercenary. Support your local establishment. I went to the Pato on the Caco the other night, and they need some love. Get out, have a few drinks, have a good time, and just remember, Freedy's offering good advice in the future. Just contact him, Christian James, on Facebook, and he'll give you free life advice. Goodbye, everyone.
Cheers, boys.
Peace. Cheers.
Thanks, Fitty.